Nate, jury, thank you for a great season of Survivor Smithfield. Had a wonderful time. I hope you did too. I know you want to read these now, but you're going to have to wait until we're back in Janikie's. See you soon.
When will that be, Jeff?
Get that. We have to reshoot that.
Fine, reshoot it.
Both are gone. Welcome. Take a seat. Welcome everybody back to Smithfield, to our live reunion show, and more importantly, the reading of the final votes. Sam, Nate, you've waited a long time to hear these results. Nate, how are we feeling tonight?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty anxious tonight. You know, I don't know what's gonna happen, don't know how it's gonna play out, but I'm excited of what the outcome's gonna be no matter what.
Sam, you've seen all the footage. How do you feel after seeing everything that's happened in this game?
You know, it's gonna be interesting. I'll tell you, I haven't slept since we left the island though, so I'm excited to finally sleep after this, Jeff. It's been a long time.
Well, tonight, as we all know, we play one last time for our immunity idol. Now, without further ado, let's get to the votes. You want to see your name tonight. 5 votes makes you the sole survivor and the winner of Survivor Smithfield. I'll read the votes. First vote, Nate.
Nate.
Sam. 1 vote Nate, 1 vote Sam. Nate. 2 votes Nate, 1 vote Sam.
Yeah, Nate.
Sam. 2 votes Sam, 2 votes Nate.
Oh boy.
Nate.
Maybe Nate.
3 votes Nate,
Yeah,
2
Nate.
votes Sam. That's 4 votes Nate, 2
Maybe
votes
Nate.
Sam.
Yeah, Nate.
The winner of Survivor Smithfield, Nate.
Yeah, Nate. Thank you, Jeff.
Well done.
Appreciate it.
Congrats, Nate. Woo! Welcome back to the Survivor Reunion Show. We are here back in Smithfield, Rhode Island. Everybody gathered together here. Nate just won $1 million prize and the title of Sole Survivor. Nate, how are you feeling?
I feel great, Jeff. First one at Smithfield. Hopefully I can get one next year.
Season 1 indeed. More information on that soon. Now, let's get to some talks. But Nate, you just won the $1 million prize. Now, how do you feel now that you've known that you won? Do you have any regrets about the game that you played? Do you think you made any wrong decisions?
I've definitely made some wrong decisions along the road. I definitely, not gonna lie, I kind of was thinking back watching the videos, I should have took Barty in the final 2. Still worked out in the end, but I realized that no matter what, I had fun.
I know looking back at that final tribal council, you really weren't happy with your performance. Both you and Sam, a little bit blasted at the end, but how do you feel about your final tribal council now?
I feel much better now, knowing that I won, obviously, but I still felt like I got bashed and I wasn't prepared for it, so hopefully I can do that next time.
Answer. Sam, same to you. Looking back in that final tribal council, do you think there's anything that could have changed?
I think there's a big part I could have changed, yeah. There's definitely a part where I should have spoke up a little more and defended my case a little more when Scott was asking questions, which, you know, he asked some great questions, and they deserve to be asked. So, I mean, do I have a better answer prepared now? Yeah, I've had a lot of time to think about it, so on the spot, no, but nothing you can do about that.
No, I know you, Nate, and Scott were pretty tight from the beginning. Would that have broken off anywhere else? Hindsight 2020, looking back at it?
Well, you know, I think one of the big regrets of the game is I wanted to shake it up more, and from the start, I always tell Nate that we should get Scott out early. And clearly that didn't happen, and I think it would have changed the game in a major way if that did happen. So yeah, I think it could have happened earlier, but not enough, gears were turning to get that going, so.
All right, we're gonna turn our attention now to possibly one of our most controversial players of the season, but certainly a favorite. Marty, people at home either loved you or they hated you. One of the most polarizing characters we had, and when it came down to 5 people left, you were certainly in contention to steal it. What do you think about the final stretch?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ways I could have went about it. I knew from the beginning that I didn't really have a shot. I just didn't think I was going to end up winning in the end. So when I was at that point, I thought it was pretty good. I do think that going against David probably would have been, if I would have gone against Scott earlier, would have been a better idea than going against David, which I ended up going against David first, and then we all collectively went against Scott. Because I think like Scott was still playing the pieces later on. But yeah, I think there's definitely some things. I think winning that competition would have been huge. That was probably the biggest one, the one towards the end when I was biting my hand. That one especially, I think, would have definitely turned the tables if I won that.
Now, I know it's been a few months, but you probably haven't seen Nate since that time. Is there anything that's changed in your guys' relationship since that vote off?
Nothing really. I mean, I think he should have picked me. I think it was smarter for him, but it doesn't matter. He won, so like in the end, it doesn't matter.
Fair enough. Now, possibly one of the most savvy players of our season. Some people might be calling him box office, but Scott, 4th place for the season, but number 1 in a lot of fans' hearts. How do you feel about this season?
Well, first, just want to say, hi again, Jeff. Feels great to be back in the same place as you. It's pretty awesome. I've already forgotten the question. I was just so happy to see you.
How do you feel about your performance this season?
I mean, pretty close to that end share. You know what I mean? I can't complain too much. Obviously, I would have liked to make it to the final 3. After this, competition and everything ended, I talked with a couple of guys who were in the final 2, and they said, if we had known it was final 2 instead of final 3, maybe things were different. And if I had a shot at that final immunity challenge, maybe I'd be sitting here with $1 million in the title of Sole Survivor. Overall, pretty happy the way I played. Made a couple big moves. Just wasn't quite enough this year.
Now, since we're on the topic of Scott, we got to look back on that Final 4 Tribal Council with a tie, then a deadlock. Nate, Sam, what the hell happened?
There was a lot of miscommunication on our part there. I mean, we had a plan going into it. Then I think when that tie happened, we both kind of second guessed each other when we should have just stayed true to each other. But it still all worked out in the end. So just a little extra flair, I guess, for the season.
One of the most electric tribal councils we had for the season. Speaking of electric, one of the best fan favorites of the season, David, had a lot of great confessionals, had a lot of good relationships with the tribe, and you just heard about Survivor the day that we started. So what do you think about your game?
Well, looking back on it, there were a lot of moves that I feel like I could have done better. I wasn't completely in the game yet. I didn't know all the mechanics, so I'm proud of how far I got considering I had started it and hadn't even finished a full season by the time I was eliminated. So I was pretty content with my game and I had fun doing it. So
Played like somebody that had been playing for 20 years. Well done to you. Now, Garrett, definitely somebody that didn't expect to see go home at the time that you did. Walk me through what happened when you were, dare I say, blindsided.
Yes, namaste, Jeff. So, at the time, I was a little bit naive. This was a couple months back. And, I trusted some people that I probably shouldn't have. I went along with a plan I thought was right. And it turned out to, bite me in the rear end. And, but since then, I did exactly what I said I was going to do in my last confessional. I turned to alcohol and drugs, but I went to rehab, and I'm doing great now. I do yoga 3 times a day. I meditate twice in the morning and twice at night. I am one with nature and one with myself. And so I think getting blindsided might have been the best thing to ever happen to me, Jeff.
You're welcome, Garrett.
That counters my next point, but have you talked to Scott or Nate since this happened? How are the tensions now?
We talked a little bit before we came in here today, and I did exactly what I just did. I thanked them for doing that horrible thing to me, because it did make me a better person. So I am at peace with them. I'm at peace with the game, and I hope to come back another time, Jeff.
Wonderful. Love to hear that. Now, somebody that a lot of people initially thought was an underdog for the season, but definitely one of the more strategic players, Smith. Definitely somebody that played the game hard, maybe a little early exit, but now without some flares. How do you view your performance in this game?
You know, sitting here, haven't seen any of these guys since, I mean, obviously rehab. Marty's been living on the street, it looks like. All I keep hearing from the guys in the front row is they wish they would have seen Scott sooner or had a chance to get Scott sooner. And all that I came to these guys saying was, hey, Scott's going to use you. How about you flip? So a little bit of maybe trying to cover their ass here at the reunion. No hard feelings from me. Watching it back, didn't quite realize how my own alliance wasn't really working for the alliance, so that kind of sucks. But, you know, it was what it was, and if I get another chance, I'll just make the most of it.
Hindsight is always 20/20. Drew, definitely somebody that didn't expect to go the way that you did at the merge. A crazy twist at Tribal Council, a special advantage, an idol being played. How do you look at that Tribal Council now, months later, seeing all the footage?
How do I look at it? Well, I think that my overconfidence may have been my biggest detriment. I think it really played into how I got eliminated from the game. I think that might be something I have to re-examine. Should I be invited back for another season of Survivor? I was a little bored when I got out, but when Garrett got out too, I got to watch him spiral into drugs and alcoholism, which was very entertaining. But aside from that, just got to take the lessons, learn them, and move on.
Definitely one of our most hated characters, but we'll keep
I
that
know.
in mind.
I deserve it, man.
JB, some people saw you as a dark horse in this game. But do you see yourself having a future in this game? Do you think you'll be back for another round?
First off, I'd like to say that I have been doing some studying since I got kicked out. So I'm looking to make a pretty good comeback in the following seasons. Pretty upset with the exit as early as it was. You know, I'm pretty far from that first seat over there. Did it make me a better person like Garrett? Probably not. Probably made me a worse person.
It will.
We'll see about that, but I'm looking to make a comeback next year.
Don't reveal too many of your secrets yet. And finally, JP, an early exit, but nonetheless, people want to see more of you. Can we see more of you in Survivor in the future?
Yes, I will be joining the production team next season.
Hey, perfect. Plays in the forest and then lands among the cast. Beautiful. Now, that's all we have for our contestants, but Survivor is returning for a second season in the fall. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better. You want to stick around for it. Survivor, coming to your TV soon.
While you guys were playing, me and Gary wasn't listening.
You two really stuck together. You had a great alliance with Scott, and it was really impressive. What are you talking about? What? Oh my God. Here, I guess you got to back on this one. Shit. Guys, I'm from the UK. I'm not American. But I'll be back for the next season, alright? So catch the real me next year.